Hello everyone. I could just laugh at myself really because I'm hoping to sit here and record 4 videos right now. And it's all seed hauls. Like, sign me up for Seedaholics Anonymous, cause but it's just a lot of exciting stuff and I want to share. The very first one I meant to record a few weeks ago. I did highlight a couple of his tomatoes. Well, I guess I should tell you who I'm talking about. His name is Jim Wyant, W-Y-A-N-T, also known as Tomato Jim in the tomato community. He is a vendor at most of the really large seed swaps. So I'm not familiar. I could probably throw up a couple of names. There was one I went to, not this past year, but last year in 2023, and I think it was April. And I met Jim there. His table is pretty epic if you're a tomato lover. It's just covered in these packets that I'm about to show you. So to order from Jim Wyant, he deals mostly in heirlooms, and specifically Appalachian heirlooms and Kentucky heirlooms. So if you're into growing tomatoes that have really good backstories or are like really, really old, you'll want to go check out his list. And it is a big list. So how does he sell them? Through Facebook. So you just have to look him up on Facebook. So if you don't have a Facebook, because you're going to do Facebook Messenger, it's Jim Wyant. And you just message him and say, hey, Jim, someone told me you're the guy to go to for tomatoes. Can I see your list? And he will send you this big old long list of all the things that he sells. So I actually bought from him at the swap when I met him, and I actually traded eggs for some of his packets of seeds. It was kind of funny. I actually recorded a video. I'll try to remember to link that video of the swap that I went to, because I kind of like showcased, my husband filmed me doing some trading. It was really fun experience for me, but it was kind of funny because like off to the side and kind of under his table, he had like, I don't know, 18 dozen eggs, because I guess he's known for the guy that will swap seeds for eggs. So it was just kind of funny. I brought eggs and swapped because I had heard the same thing, that he'll swap for eggs. Pricing, really great. They are $3 a pack, and each pack I believe has 25 seeds, so that's a good amount, or 2 for $5. So you can't beat that. And then I think he will take payment through PayPal or Venmo, or I'm not sure, Cash App. Can't remember. I only do PayPal, so I don't have the other ones, but I think he takes a couple of different forms of payment. Shipping. He actually, when I messaged him my list of what I wanted from him, he messaged me, he messages me back anytime I ever message him. He messages me back almost immediately. So he's very on top of communication. And then when I messaged him the list of what I wanted from him, he actually said, I'm going to pack them up right now and can probably get them in the mail in the morning. And I literally had, so I placed a big order. And so I received both of these. It was like 2 days later, like 2 or 3 days later. I was like stunned. I was like, oh my gosh, he really did put them in the mail the next day. So enough talking. Let's get into what I got. So like I said, on one of the tomato talks, there were a few in here that were already on my must grow list. I think they're still in here. I hope I put them back in here. I don't know. Okay, yes. Okay, so these are the 4, I talked about, or I think I said maybe just a couple of these. There's one thing that you should know about his packets of seeds. You're going to want a magnifying glass, because there's one thing he told me at the swap when I asked him about it, because He actually on his table has like this big old giant magnifying glass for people to be able to read his seed packets. I love his seed packets because all the information about what you're talking about, all the information on the tomato that he knows, he will write. He said, he goes, you can never put too much information on your seed packets. Even if you have to use the smallest font there is, put all that information on your seed packets. So I was just like, okay. But yeah, so I've got my magnifying glass so I can be able to read these to you. So the first one we're going to talk about is Bonanza. So, and another thing, he doesn't do a whole lot of cherries. He doesn't like green tomatoes. So if you're a green tomato lover like me, you're not going to find a whole lot in his stash. I think the only green one he has is Xanadu Green Goddess, as far as I can remember. But Bonanza, 75 days, indeterminate, regular leaf, pretty yellow with a rose blush blossom end, variable in pounds. He usually has pretty decent sized slicers. I've grown several of what he sells. Some of them I got from him, some that I got through trades, but they're, you know, from him through so-and-so. And I have enjoyed pretty much everything I've ever grown from him. He picks and sells good stuff. I think he's one of the people that he won't sell something he doesn't like. Very sweet with a lot of old-fashioned tomato taste. Bonanza, Kentucky, pre-1069. Postmaster D.D. Brewer in London. Kentucky received this variety from postmistress family in 1962. Floyd County, Kentucky. Original seeds from Chris Hubbard. So, first one. Second one. And you can see how good looking his seeds are. All of his seeds are beautiful. I don't think any of these has a bad looking seed in it. They're all like fluffy and just are good looking seeds. Next one is Wingo Wonder. So Wingo Wonder, let me get my magnifying glass. 70 days, regular leaf, indeterminate. Black, dark purple with a sweet, smoky taste. I can't wait to try this one. Meaty center and juicy perimeter. A winner with all who tried it. From the Wingo family, received from the postmaster in Mayfield, Kentucky, pre-1910. Previously grown in Dogwood and Natchez, Kentucky. Seeds collected by D.D. Brewer, Graves County, Kentucky. Original seeds are from Chris Hubbard. So you're going to hear me continuously say Chris Hubbard. He is a collector of seeds, of really, really old heirlooms, and then he disperses them among people that will grow them out and then either sell the seeds or disperse the seeds more. So I don't know how he's gotten a hold of all these really cool heirlooms. He does beans, he does other things other than just tomatoes, but I'll probably be saying Chris Hubbard a lot. Yeah. And the next one. So these four right here, I've taken out of this haul already, and these are in my must grow list for 2025. So these four I'm definitely growing. There's probably going to be more that I pick from the rest of the haul, but I just haven't decided yet which ones, but I know that these four are. The next one is Pooch's Hell for Certain. One, because of the name. Like, yeah. And the story behind it, I like how it got its name. This one is 85 days, indeterminate, regular leaf, given to Chris Hubbard by a feisty nursing home resident named Pooch Fuqua in Hayden, Kentucky. 1090s. He was almost 90 years old at the time. He grew up in Hell for Certain, Kentucky, later known as Dry Hill, Kentucky, Leslie County, Kentucky. Original seeds from Chris Hubbard. So that is Pooch's Hell for Certain. And then the last one that's on my must grow list for sure is Letchfield's Big Yellow Mater. And I want you to look at that bottom picture, the bottom of the picture, the slice of it. That is my meat to Joe ratio. yes, I want to try this one. And this one says, oh man, that's really small. 90 Days Indeterminate, Reverend Letchfield, pre-1960, Ape Yard, Kentucky. Seeds from Chris Hubbard. So, all right, so those are going back into my must grow bag. And then let's get on to, so I've kind of messed them up a little bit, but they were all nice and neat in a row in this paper. And then it's got a little piece of like protective foam. And he sent it in 2 packages so that, you know, he only needed to use a stamp. Oh, I forgot to say what shipping is. I think shipping's only $1. Yeah. Because he usually just sends in an envelope like this with just 1 stamp. So, all right, so let's get them all out of here. I really, really like the fact that each of his packets has 25 seeds in it, because then when you get these varieties, you can share them, which is what I am about to do. I actually have already, I think, dug into a couple of these. I have a problem. I have a seed addiction. And I'm telling you, it's not just with tomatoes. It isn't. It's pretty much with everything. Okay, now let's get to it because there's a lot. This one is Selwyn Yellow. Look how pretty that is. Do you see the coloring of that? So pretty. All right, and so let's see what this one says. This one says a good yield of 8 to 12 ounce yellow and pink bicolor fruit. Very good taste. Bicolor beefsteaks. 8 to 14 ounces with excellent rich and sweet flavor. First introduced into the Seed Savers 1992 yearbook by Steve Beers of Morgantown, Indiana. Seeds received from a non-listing member, North Carolina. Introduced commercially by Tatiana's Tomato Base Seeds in 2014. So it looks like he's given credit where credit is due. So there's a couple of like different places where you can say that this tomato like reemerged from, I guess. So he puts that all on here, giving, you know, credit where credit is due. So that is Selwyn Yellow. All right, I'm just grabbing it random down here in this pile. This one is Lloyd Brown. Another good looking one. This one says, Lloyd ran a small store in Dry Fork, near Whitesburg. He was closely related to Glenn Brown, a buddy of Frank Barnett. Glenn gave some of these tomatoes from his garden and told him the seed had come from Lloyd. Glenn died in 2012. Okay. Glenn Brown. Next one is Kentucky Striped. His pictures are really, I like how he does his pictures. He's got a tomato up with its weight on it, and then he slices one, and it just gives you the best of both worlds. You get to see how big, and then you get to see what the inside looks like, which can be a real seller. I always forget when I take pictures of my tomatoes. My Taste Test videos, I show the inside, but when I take pictures, I always forget. Take a picture after I slice it before I start chopping it all up. Every year, I make progress with myself. So, Kentucky Striped. Can't read this one either. This one says good yield of 12 to 18 ounce yellow and red bicolor fruit with very good flavor. Multicolored shades of red, yellow, and orange make for a lovely tomato. Beautiful, sliced, fruity taste with a tart acid bite to it. Oh, that sounds right up my alley. The top is ruffled and the bottom is somewhat puckered. The size of these varies anywhere from 8 to 18 ounces. It's a Kentucky heirloom, first offered in the Seed Savers 2006 yearbook by Al Anderson of Troy, Ohio, who purchased it from Brown's Nursery, known to have been grown by Gary Millwood. Okay, next one, KJ. Pink medium-sized tomatoes, slightly sweet with tart finish, great for canning. Seeds given to me by Chris Hubbard, Kentucky Jellicoe Coal Company, 1933. Company no longer exists. Grown in Mine Camp, KJ, Kentucky, Knox County. Original seeds from Chris Hubbard. So that's KJ. All right, next one, Elk Creek, Taylorsville. So this is one of the cherries that he sells, so it must be a really good one. All right, it says 75 days indeterminate regular leaf. It's a sweet pink cherry, very productive. From the Hetty family of Elk Creek, Kentucky to the Pendleton family after 1980, Sherman chestnut. Spencer County, Kentucky. Original seeds from Chris Hubbard. All right, next one is Mike's Mystery. Ooh. All right, Mike's Mystery. Indeterminate 80 days regular leaf from Elkhorn City, Kentucky. Very meaty tomato with no core. Great old-fashioned tomato taste. Oh, nice. Next one, Gray Hawk tomato. All right, this one says 80 days indeterminate regular leaf. Pink small tomatoes, sweet but great tomato taste. Great for salads or canning whole. Gray Hawk, Kentucky. From Thomas family, traded from an Appalachian hiker living off Route 421 who frequented the family visiting Flat Lick Falls, Jackson County, Kentucky. Original seeds from Chris Hubbard. Tell me, Chris Hubbard. He has quite the collection. All right, Virgil Buck Maxey. 80 days indeterminate potato leaf. This is a pink, medium-sized pink tomato. Virgil Buck Maxey was the son of Owen Maxey, Clay County, Kentucky. Moved to Indiana after World War II. The tomato was returned to Kentucky sometime after that. My original seeds were from Frank Barnett. So that is Virgil Buck Maxey. All right. Now, I believe this is one, yeah. So I asked him what some of his favorites were. This is after I made my order. I messaged him about that. I told him I was making this video and is there anything he wanted me to add to it? And then I asked him, you know, what are your favorites, your standouts? And he said that his wife had a few that she picked out. There were ones that were must grows for another year. Wingo Wonder, which I've already talked about. This one here, Teacher's Apple. And then the other one that he mentioned was Bald Knob Summer Delight. I don't think I have that one in here. No, I do. I actually do have it. That'll be the one. So this is Bald Knob Summer Delight. And then I'll tell you about Teacher's Apple in a second. Bald Knob, Antho, sweet and delicious. Must be ripe for great taste. Blossom end must be bronze reddish tint. Small snacking mater. This is the only Antho tomato I've ever grown that got a 10 for taste from me. Oh, wow. Okay, so maybe this is one I might like. We'll have to see. I think this might go in my must grow list. Everyone tasting it in my garden has proclaimed it's a winner. Ooh! L. Nichols received seeds from a social studies teacher at Elkhorn School, Pulaski County, Kentucky. In the 1990s, it was passed to D.D. Brewer and Chris Hubbard, Franklin County, Kentucky. Original seeds from Chris Hubbard. So that's going over in my must grow list. And then Teacher's Apple, pink saladette, very sweet with no afterbite. Well received by everyone who tried it. Very juicy, a big hit with all who tried it this year. Sunfish, Windyville, and pig communities in Kentucky. Keith family. Teacher and family preferred her students bring her tomatoes instead of apples. Trade in the 1990s for sorghum seed? I don't know what that is. Edmonson County, Kentucky. My original seeds are from Chris Hubbard. That is gonna, I don't know, maybe I should grow it too. I'll think more on that one, but I'm definitely growing Bald Knob. It's got a great name too, so. Next one is Minnie's Pinstripe. And I will tell you this. There were things that I wanted from last year. So he grows different things every year. He doesn't do the same stuff every year. Why would you? Like if you're a tomato lover, you want to try all, like just like me, I want to try them all. So, but there were some last year that I didn't end up getting. And I had his list from last year too. And when I asked for them in my order, he's like, I don't have any more of them. So if you have ones that you're on the fence about, don't be like me. Just get them. Just get them. Because I was just like, dang, now I'm going to have to find somebody I can trade for those with and hope that they have them. Okay, so Minnie's Pinstripe. I showed you that, didn't I? Minnie's Pinstripe. Can't remember if I showed you. Let's see here. This one is an heirloom from Kentucky. Seed originally came from an older lady in Bowling Green, Kentucky, who has been growing it for many years. They are beefsteak up to 2 pounds in size, though most will likely be between 12 to 18 ounces. They are yellow-orange, have red stripes that radiate out to the blossom end, and the shoulders are yellow. The interior flesh is marbled red and yellow with few seeds. Indeterminate regular leaf, mild but tangy, real tomato flavor. It's so pretty. I have a feeling I'm going to be growing several of these tomatoes. But I'm going to try to not to go too crazy and save some for next year, but Bingham's Rose. Decisions, right? Everybody else is thinking the same thing I am that has a seed obsession. Can't grow them all, but want to. This one is 75 days indeterminate regular leaf. It's a red cherry, heavy producer, a good old-fashioned cherry variety. It is a local farm variety given to Chris Hubbard by Hazel Bradley, a pianist who received them from her piano teacher, who was a Russian nun. Wow. In the 1910s to 1920s. Crittenden County, Kentucky, original seeds from Chris Hubbard. My goodness, that is quite the story. Okay, next is Big Mac, not spelled like the sandwich, but with a K. This one is 80 days indeterminate potato leaf, pink up to 1.5 pounds, sweet with a lot of bite in the aftertaste, very meaty, beautiful tomato. This tomato has been raised in the family of Doug Brown in the Henry community of Franklin County, Virginia for over 100 years. Oh, wow. It has no official name, and Doug has referred to it as Big Mac. I obtained seeds from Doug through my close friend Joe Gahn. As far as I know, no one outside of the Brown family has been raising this mater. My original seeds from Chris Hubbard. Okay. I don't know. I might have to grow that one. That does have a really good meat to gel ratio. I'm going to put it over there. And it's a big one too, so. This one is Columbia, Mississippi Red. 80 days indeterminate, regular leaf. Great little canning tomato, African-American variety, Cromwell family. Freeman received from Wallace family descendant, settled out in Iron Banks, Columbus, Kentucky, Hickman County, Kentucky. My original seeds from Chris Hubbard. That's a pretty one too. Oh, this one's pretty too. Oh my gosh, Allen family heirloom. Oh my gosh, I mean, do you see that? That's pretty. All right, 75 day indeterminate regular leaf, orange yellow tomato, up to 1.5 pounds fruit, sweet with a slight acid finish, meaty center, very productive. Original seeds from Kim Lund. Ooh, Kim Lund is another person that has it's what is it? I will put the name. Oh, it's oh gosh, my memory. She has a store too that you can purchase a bunch of Appalachian heirlooms. She has a big old list. She grew a bunch of different stuff this year. I've traded with her in the past. Something heirloom, something farm heirloom. Oh gosh, I hate myself. But Kim Lund, you can purchase seeds from her too. I believe Facebook through Messenger. If she might have a website, Or maybe it's a Facebook group where she has all of her list. I don't know. I'll put her name. I'll put how you can get in contact with her too. But yeah, so Allen Family Heirloom. I think I just recorded my thumbnail. I think it's going to be fun. We'll see. Next one is Ancient, which I like the name of this. Let's see what this one says. 75 days indeterminate wispy leaf. Ooh. Oxheart type, red with a strong tomato taste and acidic bite, very meaty. Few seeds. Floyd County, Kentucky, original seeds from Frank Barnett. He got the seed from Brenda Gray. Nice. Next one is Mystery 1950. 75-day potato leaf, indeterminate. Fig-shaped, dark purple, black fruit. Ooh, what now? Very mild and sweet. Thick skin, very much like Japanese trifle. Old tomato variety, little known before 1950 from a friend off Route 41, from his cousin who ran the Kelly Little Kentucky, Fearsville, Kentucky, Sinking Fork, Kentucky, Christian County, Kentucky. My original seed from Chris Hubbard. I guess, I'm not sure what all those places mean. I guess that's where the seed could be traced back to. All right, Ginseng Red Berry. 75-day indeterminate regular leaf, a very sweet red cherry, has a little bite and aftertaste, but very balanced and sweet. Unknown original family, grown in Ginseng, Kentucky in the 1910s, later grown in Buffalo, Kentucky by Schmidt family. Smith family received from Merrill family. Hodgeville, Kentucky, LaRue County, Kentucky, original seeds from Chris Hubbard. All right, next one is Uncle Owen. Uncle Owen, 80 days indeterminate regular leaf, Clay County, Kentucky via Indiana. Original seed from Frank Barnett. This is a great juice tomato, pink with a lot of bite, but leaves a sweet aftertaste. Lots of juice. Irregular shape and variable size, 6 to 1 pound. Looks juicy. Port William Ridges tomato. This is 85-day regular leaf, indeterminate, brought to Carrollton by L&N Railroad, transient farm worker from Birmingham, Alabama in the 1930s through Ridges family until 1970s. Collected by D.D. Brewer, U.S. Post Office, mail car, master, English, Carrollton County, Kentucky. My original seeds from Chris Hubbard. All right, next one. I like this one too. I might need to grow this one. Red of Gravel Switch. All right, 80 days regular leaf, indeterminate. Pope family, early 1900. Family traveled to Mount Vernon, Kentucky in the 1970 L&N Railroad. From R. Pope, Marion County, Kentucky. My original seeds from Chris Hubbard. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably going to grow that one too. All right, next one, Nazareth College. 80 days, regular leaf, indeterminate. Pink sweet fruit with no bite. Mild side and very meaty. Sisters of Charity of Nazareth, pre-1960, collected by priest. Father Armsbarger through Sacred Heart Church. Whitley County, Kentucky. Nelson County, Kentucky. My original seeds from Chris Hubbard. All right. This one is McCracken Future City Jewel. What a name. What a name. Like 90 days, indeterminate regular leaf, medium-sized pink sweet fruit, very juicy. Makes a good canning and juice tomato. Future City, Kentucky, from Moeller family, later given to Barton family, Whitley County, Kentucky, pre-1950s, then given to Brewer's Store, Corbin, Kentucky in the 1960s, McCracken County, Kentucky. Original seeds from Chris Hubbard. Eagle Creek Pew Filler. Again, like the name. Some of these was just like, I gotta have it. Don't care what it tastes like. 90-day indeterminate regular leaf. Red, very meaty center with lots of juice in the outer area. Lots of tomato taste with plenty of bite. Great canning tomato. From a member of the Church of Christ community in Glencoe, Kentucky, who used the pews in the church to ripen and store tomatoes. What? Come on. Gallatin County, Kentucky, original seeds from Chris Hubbard. So that's hilarious. Pew filler. That's why the last part of it, pew fillers, because they filled the church pews with tomatoes to have them ripen. Oh my goodness. I'm growing that one too. Okay, this one. Okay, got 3 more. Dutch Pleasure. That one's fun. 75 days indeterminate regular leaf. Pink, tart with lots of bite. Good all-around tomato. Pre-1900 Dutch Huguenot variety. Grown around Bethlehem, Kentucky since 1920s. Blant family, Henry County, Kentucky. Original seeds from Chris Hubbard. Ooh. All right, this one. Lena's Orange. 90-day indeterminate wispy regular leaf. Orange ox heart, very meaty, variable size, few seeds, mild taste. All right, so kind of typical of an orange. Some of them can be mild. And then Elfie. I think I tried to grow this one 2 years ago. I don't think I had... There was Elfie and Elby. I had both of those. And I'm not sure if Elfie or was it Elby that grew true to seed. I got him in a trade, but I'd like to try again, and I want to try with his seeds. So Elfie is a 75-day indeterminate regular leaf Kentucky orange beef steak. 1 pound, first offered in Seed Savers Exchange by Jim W. Cole of Davenport, Iowa. Jim received the seed from Karen Burnett of Rocky Branch, Kentucky in 1991. Produces 8 to 14 ounce large orange tomatoes with meaty flesh and great flavor. So I'll put that in my grow. So that is my haul. Let me make sure. Yeah, that's my haul from Tomato Jim Wyant. And I don't know if I can link his Facebook page down below. I will. But regardless, here's his name. If you have Facebook, that's how you can reach him. Facebook Messenger. Just shoot him a message. Say, hey, I heard you sold awesome tomato varieties. Can I see your list? And then after that, he'll tell you how you can pay him. And once he's gotten payment, I mean, he packs them up right then and there. He'll have them mailed to you ASAP. But yeah, I am excited to have, I like his packaging, so I like having original. I also have traded for some of his varieties too, but I really like his packaging. And like I said, if there's something that you really, really want from him, don't wait to get it, because I think there was like 2 or 3 that I had in my list, and he's like, I don't have those anymore, I don't have those anymore, and I was just like, darn. So leave me a comment down below if you have grown any of Jim's varieties before, some that I didn't mention here, or even if I did mention them, or if you know of a variety of his that you didn't hear me talk about and you think I really need to have, comment that down below too. But until the next one, guys, I hope you all enjoy your day. Bye.